Srivatsa. My second abstract is on circulatory tumor DNA as a potential prognostic marker for locally advanced rectal cancer patients receiving neoadjuvant chemoradiation therapy on disease-free survival, that is DFS. Next. With the background knowledge that neoadjuvant chemoradiotherapy is the standard treatment for locally advanced rectal cancer, 20% patients achieve pathological complete remission, that is PCR. Now the problem is that these PCR patients, they have an opportunity to choose a wait and watch strategy and avoid surgical treatment. Now our problem lies in the fact that which subset of these patients should be subjected to this wait and watch strategy. So how to predict patients' disease-free survival who have received neoadjuvant chemoradiotherapy with the help of biomarkers? Next. Learning objectives, whether circulatory tumor DNA changes can predict tumor response to neoadjuvant chemoradiotherapy. How about the values of circulatory tumor DNA monitoring for predicting DFS? And can we use ctDNA monitoring as a guide in organ sparing approach? Next. Now the study design. The standard neoadjuvant radiochemotherapy for rectal cancer patients. There were a total of 119 patients and it included stage 3 disease, that is CTNE, N1 to N2, N0 patients. And the first ctDNA was done before starting neoadjuvant chemotherapy. And then after 2 weeks, that is 15th day of neoadjuvant chemoradiotherapy, again the ctDNA was done. Again, after 2 weeks, that is on 25th day, the ctDNA was monitored. After 6 to 8 weeks, that is before surgery, the ctDNA was taken. Then in surgery, the tissue specimen was obtained. And after 1 week, that is after surgery, the ctDNA was again taken. So these many times, the serialing of ctDNA was done. The extraction of DNA and ctDNA for high throughput sequencing of tumor panoramic gene exomes was done. And bioinformatics analysis of comprehensive mutation information was done. And then the follow-up with prognostic information of these patients were done. The comprehensive prognostic information is a predictor of the efficacy of ctDNA dynamic monitoring of neoadjuvant chemotherapy, the comparison of changes in gene mutation and abundance before and after neoadjuvant therapy combined with imaging changes, and molecular mechanism of sensitivity to chemoradiotherapy based on comprehensive prognostic information was done. Next. So the method was that amongst these 119 patients with locally advanced rectal cancers, 104 patients completed the whole course of dynamic ctDNA sequencing, and an NGS panel, that is the next generation sequencing panel, was based on the panel including the 422 cancer related genes, and the average sequencing depth was 4000x. This sequencing depth is basically the coverage, that is the DNA sequencing is the number of unique reads that include a given nucleotide in the reconstructed sequence. Next slide. In this slide, it is evident that those patients who have received, who did not attain a complete pathological response after the neoadjuvant chemoradiotherapy, in those patients, T53 and APC genes were enriched. While in those patients who attained a pathological complete response, they had a significantly enriched amount of the POLDI, that is POLDI gene, and the FATI gene. And the other table here shows the tumor regression grade, that is the TRG, and this basically is a grading system which tells us the amount of fibrosis or the amount of response a patient has after receiving any form of neoadjuvant treatment. Next slide. This slide shows the circulatory DNA dynamic change associated with response to the neoadjuvant treatment, and here again the patients was divided into two groups, as it is seen in this table. They were divided into the patients who received who attained a pathological complete response, as opposed to those who did not. And the ctDNA values were compared, that is on the 15th day of chemoradiotherapy and before surgery. And it was seen that the p values for the before surgery came out to be significant. Next slide. Similarly, for the establishment of a classifier to predict the pathological complete response, the ctDNA various statistical tests, that is the log regression test, the random forest test, and the SVM test were applied. And on the basis of that, the area of AUC, that is the area under the curve, was plotted, which was 0.78. Next. ctDNA can also be used as an early marker for predicting disease-free survival, as it is seen from these three Kaplan-Meier plots that the group which had a complete pathological response or had a complete clearance of ctDNA or had a mutated TP53, sorry, or had a wild type P53, all these three groups had a better disease-free survival as compared to the other ones. Next. Similarly, the patient which had a complete pathological response and had along with that had a complete clearance of the ctDNA, those patients had a better disease-free survival as compared to those who were not able to have a complete clearance of the ctDNA. So it is very important to highlight the fact that the clearance of the circulatory DNA is also an important predictive marker to assess the disease-free survival. Next. In this chart, in this 4 diagrams, it is seen that the ctDNA clearance along with the emergence has a very important value when we are talking about the sensitivity and the resistance of the tumor. So if the clearance, as we can see in the second diagram, where the TRG is 0, that is the tumor regression grade is 0, means almost all the tumor was completely, almost completely disappeared after treatment. Those patients had a better clearance rate. But as opposed to the other groups wherein there was a re-emergence of ctDNA, these patients tend to have a poorer outcome. Next. Again, the same thing, that the re-emergence of ctDNA is used as a marker for sensitivity and resistance, as in the bar gram here, where the red line which we can see, the ctDNA, if it re-emerges, and that is a marker that our patient is failing and can have a relapse of the disease. Next. Take-home message. ctDNA, that is circulatory tumor DNA, dynamic changes are associated with treatment response. ctDNA can be used as an early marker to detect high-risk patients. Baseline mutation and ctDNA dynamics are associated with disease-free survival. And ctDNA can be used as a predictive indicator for patient selection in wait and watch strategy. Next. Thank you.